Hello and welcome to another episode of Creating Optimal Health After 40. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Cockrell, and I want to thank you so much for taking a moment of your time to join me for this presentation. Listen, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what chronic stress does to your mind and spirit. This last 12 months in particular has been devastating for so many people. We have been under tremendous stress. There have been so many new and different things that we've had to deal with that it's created a huge dilemma. And so what I want to do today is really start focusing on what's going on in your mind, what's going on with your spirit, and how we can start looking at optimizing your health so that we can create more optimal health for you moving forward. As always, I have to give you this medical disclaimer, so just so you know, this information is designed for general educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. I invite you, if you have a medical issue, if you have questions about this information, to please confer with your doctor with regard to the information contained in this presentation so that you can get the best information that is designed for you, okay? When cortisol and adrenaline levels in your body are absolutely through the roof, then the ability of your mind to function as normal becomes impacted as well. In fact, your brain functioning will basically reach an all-time low with repeated bouts of stress. Now, that's likely because the cortisol and adrenaline, as a result of that stress, will override the normal hormone and neurotransmitter release within your brain, and those levels of serotonin and dopamine that you need for a healthy functioning brain will tend to drop, and that ultimately will lead to the development of mental health conditions. So let's look at some examples of how stress can impact your mind and spirit. Here's what we know will happen. One, when you're under chronic stress, you're going to see a reduction in your memory. There's less brain activation. There are fewer active brain cells. Physical changes are occurring to the brain structure. There's an increased risk of developing mental illness, especially anxiety, depression, and dementia. You will notice a loss of focus and concentration. You may not notice a loss of enjoyment in things that you used to love to do. You'll have more bad moods than you do good moods. You may notice that you're lashing out, especially to the people you love, and you will find that you seem to be miserable and unhappy all of the time. When stress overpowers your entire life, the most significant impact will be on your mind. And if this is left untreated, you're much more likely to develop mental health conditions like anxiety or depression or neurodegenerative disorders like dementia. So let's look at where we're at. We're either going to be in one of two states all the time. No matter what's going on in your life, you're going to be either in a relaxation state or you're going to be in a stress state. So based on what we've already gone over in some of personal experience that you probably have had, you're going to be able to figure out what the major differences are between the two. But let's look at that a little bit closer. We're going to use the relaxation state as sort of your baseline for your mood and physical abilities. Now, when you're in a relaxation state, you're relatively calm. Your body is functioning fairly normally as it should be, and you're not really experiencing any sort of stress. Your heart rate typically is going to be anywhere between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Your blood pressure is going to be close to 120/80. Your digestive system will be working normally, and there's a very small chance that you're experiencing any sort of unexplained pain or discomfort in your muscles and joints. In terms of mental state, you're noticeably calm and approachable to the outside world. You're much more easygoing. You're engaging in social interactions and conversations seemingly without a care in the world. When it's time to go to bed, you're going to fall asleep easily without rolling around, continuously looking for the right position or trying to rid your mind of any of this lingering anxiety or stress. In short, when you're in a relaxation state, you feel completely healthy and even as if you're on top of the world. Now, the stress state, when you're in a stress state, your entire being is in a state of high alert and hyperarousal. When you're basically on edge and you're waiting for that other shoe to drop every minute of the day. You're going to notice that your heart rate is oftentimes well above what's normal, probably even over 100, 120 beats a minute. Your blood pressure may be off the charts. Pain in your stomach sometimes is unbearable. Your muscles, your joints are aching, and you just can't figure out a logical reason for it. Oftentimes, that is strictly the stress that's doing that to you. When you're stressed out, nervous, anxious, everybody around you seems to notice. You're much more likely to snap at others for innocently attempting to converse with you, and you have absolutely no tolerance for anything less than perfection. The anxiety and stress may torment you during the day, but they also seem to follow you into your bedroom because you spend the entire night trying to calm your mind. You're tossing, you're turning, you're doing anything you can to get an hour or two of quality sleep. So, in moderation, what I want you to understand is that stress can actually encourage you to make progress toward your goals when it's in the form of what we call eustress. However, when you're in distress, which is what you're likely experiencing more on a daily basis and what's causing you so much trouble, that creates negative impacts all over your body from head to toe. With long-term exposure to a stressful environment, then you're putting yourself at risk for damaging your body, damaging your mind, and even damaging your spirit. Though not all stress is avoidable, the best thing you can do is to identify your triggers, do your best to avoid them if at all possible, and then we're going to learn how to develop some healthy coping strategies that may work best for you. So, as we move forward, we're going to be talking about some more of this. There's a lot of information I've got for you on stress and stress management because it is a huge problem that most of us take for granted until we get so beat down that we have trouble focusing and getting back on our feet. So, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I hope this information is beneficial to you. I invite you to share it with your friends and family. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hover over that small icon in the left or the right lower corner of the video and click the subscribe button. And then invite your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, at work to take a look at what we're doing. Also invite you to join our private Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/COHA40. Or take a look at our website at livingwellwithmikeandlisa.com for access to all of our resources right there in one ideal spot. So I hope this has been helpful. Like I said, we're going to talk a little bit more in the upcoming videos about how to better manage the stress. So be sure to tune in for the upcoming series on how we can take advantage of the situation, how we can actually begin to create more optimal health in our lives each and every day. Till then, have a great day. Take care of yourself.